We can start when you're ready.
You are in control, Calliope. This shit is your house.
Okay, we should be live, but I never know with YouTube, so I don't want to ruin my perfect introduction.
Oh, that is right. I did watch that. Oh fuck. Okay, guys. At some point, I need to tell you all about the trash fire that is.
Now, what is it?
Hmm?
What? Yeah.
You lost us.
The what?
The trash fire that is
The
that is very
detective is
ominous.
already dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we start with that? Alright, let's start with that.
Wait, no, we cannot start with that. We have to start with an introduction and say that we are very welcome to you
Alright,
people.
no,
And
you're fucking correct, Eminem.
all that.
Agree with you.
Also, Summit, are you high again? Just, for the record.
Oh, what do you think?
Obviously. Okay. Calliope, take us home, please.
Okay, welcome to the 42nd Great Raise Your Waifu Debate. I'm your host, Calliope.
Oh shit!
Oh shit, I had no idea we were here. Okay.
And we gotta answer the age-old question of Rem, Amelia, Ram. I don't know, even the anarchists.
I'm voting Rem still.
I don't know.
Has anyone changed their stance, or are we still in a stalemate since the 41st
part of this debate the first
conference?
time, but now I've watched ReZero. Yeah, I pledge my allegiance to blue hair.
Do those have to be my only options? Because if so,
I have other options I would choose.
if those are my only options, I'm gonna go with Roswell, I think. Yes.
Roswell. Oh,
Yes.
the clown. Okay,
Oh, you mean the
interesting
child
choice.
slave for Roswell? Got it.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
As a big shoe wearer myself, and a person who delights in wearing a red nose, and who feels deep connections with clowns all over the world.
You have to connect with the clowns. You
I
have
do-
to.
Child
Eminem.
rapist, Roswell.
Yeah. So, alright, I'm gonna go. No, I'm sticking Kohaku, and yeah.
Okay. So now that
Oh
is-
my god.
Yeah.
The debate has been split into so many directions. It's because we're talking about different shows now.
Okay, here's my take. Okay, Rem,
Like I've made my choice.
Rem?
I've made my choice.
Rem from the Sloth arc, from the What If Sloth arc. That's best girl, clearly.
Rem, I never got
Only
done.
from the Sloth arc, obviously.
Wait, Sloth Arc?
Yeah, the What If Sloth.
The
arc.
first
That's
one.
like a what if storyline,
Oh
basically.
right, yeah, I forgot that the Betelgeuse was Sloth. Yeah. I thought we were talking about the next one.
Started our stream.
Yeah, we've started. Okay, so
Okay.
do we want to start
Okay.
with the detective is already dead? Because it
Yeah, we
was
might as
kind
well.
of terrible.
Okay, now
Oh,
that
yeah,
we've
yeah,
now that
yeah.
we figured now that
I
we
think
figured
the
who's
show sums up the entire season. That's why I
Yeah,
wrote it in
and
the
that was-
description.
Here's the thing I have to ask the audience at home, everyone. Who do you
Alright,
think
let's-
is more competent, Watson or some random asshole who got Sherlock Holmes' heart transplanted into them? If you thought it was Watson, you're a fucking idiot. Clearly, the random person
Yeah,
zero
this is
detective experience.
Moriarty the
To have a
Patriot.
heart transplant with the world's greatest detective is clearly more qualified to be a detective.
Yeah,
why
this
there's
is
the
not.
detectives already dead.
This is not Moriarty the Patriot level
That's
writing.
the actual plot.
Yeah.
I have not watched this show, but I what I wanted to add to this point is that
Alex and Calliope have.
me and Alex also approached this show from a very different perspective. Also, at the time watching Data Live and going through all the seasons of Data Live, including video games.
Oh,
and-
that too. Oh, that's rough.
Right. It is very rough. It is terrible. It's absolutely awful. And I'm not gonna subject you to that, but
Man, I'm like that is just straight up. I'm like, yeah, that's rough.
the white hair character, the white hair girl in Detective was already dead. Who, as the name suggests, was already dead. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
she
a
was
massive
already-
bait and switch, and it wasn't even
Why-
good to begin with.
It was
Right.
not even good. Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
how would you? Why would you fucking title your anime "The Detective is Already Dead" and then don't expect people to connect the dots in a detective show that the detective is already dead?
When we talk about this, can I get to that? Or I'm like,
We can, but look, Soviet, you're great, and I might let you finish, but before you get to that, I wanted to finish my point, which is that we approach this from a position of watching Data Live, and I refuse to watch this show specifically because the
shit,
white hair
Data
girl
Live.
is not Tobiichi Origami, who is
as fuck. She's
Oh my
not.
God, Origami.
She's not. Origami is actually an interesting character. Origami is actually a character.
Unironically, as you'll see in season
No,
one, a
yeah,
very
Origami
detective.
is unironically
Origami-
actually a
Here's the
character.
thing. Origami actually shows more detective skills than this girl.
yes, Origami.
Oh,
thank you,
that's
thank you.
the thing.
Yes.
No, I don't disagree. I agree. Like the thing has been Eminem. What you've said, I actually have agreed with. So like,
Yes.
we have been in agreement.
Also, the whole joke I made before this came out was it's just Origami, but like as an adult. No, somehow Origami is like 17, while this girl's like 13.
fucking got something so perfect for you. I'm so pleased. I'm
Okay,
like,
so now,
Owie,
now
fuck.
that we've set you up so perfectly, please, Soviet, tell us what you have for us about this show.
You know, I can do like a little plot synopsis of the first episode, but like they're on a plane, it gets hijacked, and like they do like talk nujitsu to the hijacker
Basically,
and convince
yeah.
him that like what he's doing is pointless. And they have the weirdest fight scene that seems like it's out of context for the entire series. Because he starts like using nano machines out of his
Yep.
blood. The nano
Yep.
machines like form like a blood that attacks you.
yeah.
Okay,
Out.
wait, stop, time out. So this started as just the ending to the serialized version of Sherlock Holmes written by Stephen Moffat, because that one literally also ends with a plane. But
I
didn't
you
finish,
I'm
then in
like-
the middle of starting as the Sherlock, the CBS Sherlock, it also immediately transitioned into being Metal Gear Solid fucking Revengeance, where it's about nanomachines, son.
Yeah,
This show-
apparently,
Just
yes.
that.
And to
I'm
just
still think that if it's not Revengeance in comparison.
like-
and to put a fucking nice bow at the end of it, it also manages to rip off Origami Tabiichi. So is there a singular original idea in this fucking schlock? Is the question.
Let me tell
Well,
you,
it's a very
Eminem,
original idea.
this is based off a light novel.
Yeah. This
No
is-
originality at all.
But
Immediately.
there's one very original idea. And then
Like,
it is, what if we just gave a random nobody infinite authority because they happen to have a heart transplant from someone who was actually cool?
Not even cool. Like Sherlock
Oh,
Holmes was.
nah.
Yeah,
She's
whatever.
great, that's cool as shit. Like,
Yeah,
oh, she's
well-
the worst detective. She's the
Oh,
magic
jeez.
detective who just
Oh,
knows
God.
everything.
No,
She
let's
just
not
knows
get into
everything.
this. Let's not get into this. Winter Prison's saying let's not get into this.
Yes, we are. That's the entire point of the podcast.
It's not a podcast.
Live stream,
Yeah.
whatever.
We're not streaming it, are we?
We are.
Winter, how high do you have to be, Winter, to not realize?
Soviet, you are high as a kite, my friend, and I love that. It's great to have you with us, hi Soviet.
You make the whole stream way better.
I
Are
wish
we
I was
live
able to keep
yet?
up with that energy.
Oh,
To be fair,
my.
I have like horrible social anxiety, like generally speaking. But like when I'm talking with y'all, I don't. It's great.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
we allowed you to unfurl your wings, and you have become like Icarus.
Yep.
So we got through.
Very
I
much
personally,
so.
I've been watching with my king, and
Right,
my
so-
gang. We got through about 2.5 episodes, and I'm the furthest in the show.
So alright, you're talking about girlfriend, right, Alex?
No, we're talking about the detective's already dead.
We have
Detective's already dead. Alright, yeah, we can start with that. Yeah, totally.
we already started.
I know. No, I know. But I'm like, I'm just thinking like through this in my head. I'm like, all right, yeah.
Sophie,
that's
how many
what I
episodes
want.
did you get through? I got through 2.5.
2. I got through 2. I
So
did
does
not
everybody
get
watch
through
the
2
most
and a
of the
half.
show?
I really
watched
don't think
2.
we should add any more to this show. I mean, it's not great.
honestly think that you summed up the biggest thing there.
It had like potential, but I feel it didn't deliver.
And so we
Oh
think
wait,
streaming
we
right
should
now?
just do a direct comparison because Winter has been watching Vanitas for us, and
Yes.
apparently this is a detective show already.
Yes.
So we might as well get this
Vanitas.
out of the way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Vanitas. Okay, so Vanitas is an actual like detective show that like actually like cares about like the characterization and mystery. Like I've only seen like the first episode, but I'm already like, yeah, like it has. This is like it has characters, right? Like it makes sense. Like this is a mystery. Like it feels also a little bit like Tsukihime in some way. But I'm like, I'm sure that'll be like covered in like the second visual novel remake.
Okay, I lied.
So,
I lied.
I'm sorry,
welcome,
Pac-Man, we,
Pac-Man.
welcome, Pac-Man.
we were about to introduce you, but then you went ahead and introduced yourself. Hello, Pac-Man, the biggest name on this list here.
Yeah. Really?
I'm just a guy who sells history using anime titties. I'm not that big yet.
Man, I fucking teach algebra and history now at this
Hey,
point.
okay, we are
Wait,
hero
okay.
guys.
This is a little egg, like chicken or the egg. Does history sell anime titties, or does titties sell history?
Well, you know, science has actually solved the answer of what came first.
I'd say no. There's actually a logical answer to this.
Yeah, science. Can you
yeah.
hear me? My voice is working, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear. Yes,
Okay, my mic is telling me it's not working. That's what I was asking.
your mic is wrong.
Yeah, that's.
Anyway, science has come up, and the answer was the chicken came first because the first animal had the mutation in the egg to be called
Yeah,
when the
that's
chicken
what
is
Mark
first.
said. Yeah.
Yes, okay, but in this case, there is no even point to have this discussion because obviously anime titties came
Different.
first.
It's
There was no
completely
history.
different.
There was no history before anime titties. Just like it's
Just
worthless.
like there wasn't a writing system before the first pair of titties was drawn.
Yeah, and before Genshin
Titties.
there was no video. There was no video games, and so like we are now living in post-history time. There's a period before anime titties, and well, when there was anime titties, and then there was XR. It's post-history.
X-arm is the marking of post history.
Post
Yes.
XR.
XR ended history because there was no more land to conquer. Anime titties ended, and history ended with them. We are now searching for new meaning. We've killed God, and now we have to find a replacement.
And what we're left
And
is
please-
the detective is already dead.
Oh my God! No!
Hey, so
Don't
Pac-Man,
curse me like that.
Pac-Man, you weren't here, so I have to ask you a question, okay?
Okay, sure.
So who do you think is more qualified? So imagine, you know, Sherlock Holmes and Watson, right? Now imagine Sherlock Holmes gets fucking hit by a car, okay? Are you following
Okay.
along?
Okay, so Sherlock Holmes gets hit by a car, right?
Okay, so then Sherlock Holmes is like an organ donor. So some random person, a high schooler, gets Sherlock Holmes' heart transplanted into them. You know, just because they're an organ donor. Who do you think
Okay.
is then more qualified? Watson, you know, the surviving Watson, or literally random fucker with no detective experience that just happened to get Sherlock Holmes' heart?
Well, considering the heart does nothing but circulate blood, I'm gonna say fucking Watson's got this one pretty much in the bag.
Yeah, no,
You
the
went-
detective is already dead, strongly disagrees with you. Clearly random asshole, zero experience.
Okay. In defense of detective was already dead. The one competent person, which was Sherlock, just got done hit by a car. So it makes sense that there was nobody to think, hey, maybe we shouldn't give the reins.
It
'Cause,
actually
like,
does
if
make
Sherlock
sense.
if
That
Sherlock
makes
was
sense.
there, he would have given the reins to Watson, but Sherlock wasn't there.
No, that makes sense actually.
Alright,
yeah.
so if we're looking at the screen that's up right now,
Okay.
I can say I lied. Because there is one show I'm watching, and you know exactly which one it is. It's right in the middle of the screen.
So the
Dragon
one that is on
Maid.
the screen right now. Oh,
And I'm
S.
guessing it's the only one that any one of us actually likes this season.
You talking
Well,
about the
I
second
guess.
season Dragon Maid? Perhaps?
Yes.
I haven't watched it. 'cause I
Hey,
haven't watched
so
the
what are
first
we?
season.
So are we going now?
I don't know. I'll watch it when the dub comes out.
Before we transition to it, because again, this being Dragon Maid, I have some choice things to say about it. Even though I have not watched it, I will, but I haven't watched the second season of Dragon Maid yet. But I do have some things to say about it, specifically shit on the libs, because holy shit, why do people give so much flack to Dragon Maid? It's a completely harmless show. But before that, do we want to finish the discussion on Vanitas, and do we want to finish up with that? Do we want to wrap?
I think Winter's the only one who can add anything to Vanitas. So
I'm the one who can talk about Vanitas because I watched it. I like how it starts. It's pretty cool.
okay, so it does got vampires.
It's very Tsukihime. It's like Tsukihime.
Weeb Sassy would like to know: is there a hot vampire GF? This is the deciding factor.
Yeah, I think there is already. I'm like,
You think?
yeah.
Shouldn't you know?
No, well, I've only watched the first episode. All right, I only watched episode 1. I still have there's 10 episodes out already. I've only watched episode 1. My bad. Sorry.
Okay,
But,
so
it was good. It
case
was good.
closed. All right.
Case closed.
Alright, yeah, no, so-
Case closed.
Case closed. Yeah.
Oh, that's disgustingly meta, Callie. Fuck.
Yeah, of course it is. But I'm
Fuck,
like,
it's
I
not
make a
amused.
request. Can we talk about girlfriend last?
Last.
That's the only thing I have
Okay.
anything positive to talk about.
okay. No, because I'm like, I actually do have that to talk about.
Yeah.
So let's go. All right, what's next?
We can
Oh,
talk
I watched that show.
about-
I
what
watched
show?
I watched some of the Realist Hero.
Oh,
The Realist
shit.
Hero. Where is that? Is this Realist Hero?
Shit.
Yeah, up.
Damn. Realist hero. The
I saw some
capitalist
memes
hero.
with the Realist Hero characters. And it looks really silly.
It's such a disappointment with the show because I was hoping for some
He's
ACAP
a capitalist, right? Yeah.
It's one of those like isekai where he brings his smartphone into the world and it changes
Oh my
everything.
god.
No,
Oh my
what he breaks in is his basic I don't know, neo-lib economics. The
yeah,
most
he's a
conservative,
capitalist.
he's not even fun and cap, where he's recreational nukes. All he brings is
Recreational
He's a
nukes.
capitalist. Yeah,
Okay.
he's a
Give me
capitalist.
give me a moment while I puke a little bit.
So basically,
Okay,
he shows
we're fine.
up being summoned to another world, and then the king basically resigns because of how good he is at paperwork. He's like, you should clearly be in charge. You're just so lawful.
The title alone just screams bad vibes. Like the Realist
Okay.
Hero. Like he is.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna say one thing now that as I scroll through all these anime of summer, I'm just noticing that this has been a terrible season for anime.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at Mount.
If you're
and
wondering
this
why
is-
this stream was so
Huge
late,
thing.
it's
It's a
because
huge thing. Yeah.
this was
there
boring.
doesn't even seem to be any shows that are like straightforwardly bad. You know, like X-Arm. Like X-Arm came out and we at least had
was
fun
the worst
with
thing I
it.
pretty
can tell you from the
specifically
Realist
bad.
Hero
No,
is an elf comes up to him and he's like,
Excellent.
my forest is under control.
Really
and then
was.
she gives him some have you tried pruning the trees? And
Wait,
he's like,
no,
you're
no,
a
shut the
god.
fuck up.
I'll be
What
your
the fuck are you
concubine.
talking
And he's
about?
like,
I
I
don't-
don't need that. I'm talking
What?
about
Just
the Realist
like-
Hero.
There doesn't seem to even be anything in this particular anime season to even get mad about, which I find extremely boring.
know
'cause,
what,
like, all of
Eminem?
these are like,
I
Yeah.
think you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Oh, okay, wait, there's one show. There's Irregular High School.
Oh
That's-
yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, that's really
Um,
I'm
that's about
slightly
it, though.
irritated. I'm slightly irritated because of the description of that show. Because as I said, I have absolutely no context for anything.
There's like a fireman harem show or
Yeah.
something. Whatever. No one cares
no,
really.
it's
I
real
recently
bad.
That's it.
asked
Yeah,
the
this is-
subreddit-
This is the most average season ever made. Like there's nothing like too
Yeah.
bad to drag it down. But there's only a few
I
gems.
cannot-
Like there's a
I
few
cannot
gems
believe
here. Like we're gonna talk
I-
about a few shit like
I
Sunny
am-
Boys, really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I am
Um,
personally offended. There isn't
Yeah.
even I thought that when X-Arm happened and it opened up the Pandora's box, just like would be no returning to brunch after that. But we did. Here we
So-
are. It's summer
what are we
2021 with
saying
just a
now?
schlock.
Honestly, you know where I think it all went downhill? And I'm not going to take over your stream in one of my personal rants like I usually do. Where I
It's a
think
shame.
it went downhill is the OVA of Wonder Egg Priority. To build that up so hard, to have such a perfect show, only to fuck up the landing so hard. Like, they fucked the landing so hard. Since
Yeah, they
then,
did.
anime is dead to me. For like
Well,
the
I have a counterpoint.
Man.
So, you know,
No,
we all know
no.
what the best
Wait.
anime-
Can we just talk about that for a second? Because
Can we talk about this? Can we talk
Okay,
about
I have a
this?
show
Like,
after this, so you go
no,
first.
right, we do. But I'm like, can we talk about this?
Okay, let's talk about this. Let's unpack this. Yes.
Yeah. Calliope, you can start, and then I'll probably join in.
So not gonna lie, it would bring me too much pain to even watch the OVA. I mean, maybe I'm wrong on that. Pac-Man, is it worth watching?
No, because basically what happened is this. We go through all of that build-up. I didn't even mind that the plot flipped
There
over.
was a bunch of build-up, I will say.
Like, because, look, I'm going to say...
Yeah, no, I'm like, there was.
I'm the big reveal about how, like... Okay, spoilers for Wonder Egg Priority. 10...
No, I know how it ended.
Interrupt. I'm getting comments from the comment section saying I'm too quiet.
I turned you up, Alex.
Do I sound better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so alright,
You
so
know,
I've given enough buffer time. So people who
Yeah,
don't
you
want to hear
have.
spoilers have turned away. So
You're right, Pac-Man.
the build-up, the reveal that it's actually a psycho experiment to fight against an android that's controlling people's brains, and I was like, okay, this took a turn I wasn't expecting, but like Madoka was a thing, so
Yeah,
I'm all about it.
But also Shinsekai Kayori too. Like that was
Yeah.
the only
Here's a counterpoint though. The plot flip and reveal in Madoka and in Shinsekai Yori made perfect sense for what was set up before. It wasn't like a complete subversion of what happened. It worked perfectly with what was established. And from what you are saying, it makes no sense because this was a show about suicidal girls trying to cope with the suicides of their friends, not about sci-fi bullshit.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? I was like, okay, this is a bit wild, even for me. But like,
no, I totally feel the same way.
I
totally
was like,
felt that.
look, here's the thing, right?
I totally feel that.
My reaction to this whole thing was, the best way I could probably describe it, was in a typical Australian reaction. Wow, fuck, okay. This is what, look, the anime was so good up to that point, and it was so incredible. Like the big reveal and the build-up was like you started piecing together the dots a little bit, like because it did do a setup. It really actually did, and you sort of piece it together, and all the symbolism comes together, and you're like,
Yep.
I was expecting supernatural shit, but they gave us sci-fi shit, and I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
got a 5. That hurts. That hurts.
That's what I fucking loved in Shin Godzilla.
I did not expect. I feel terrible because I considered Wonder Egg Priority to be the best anime that I was never going to watch, and I am never going to watch it just so it lives.
To
in
be
my
fair,
memory.
the initial premise still holds up. It's still
Yes,
good.
it does. No, I totally agree with that, Calliope. I totally agree with that.
So
Yeah.
like, here's what happens after that.
I totally agree with Calliope on that initial premise. It's really good.
Up until the last episode, like seriously,
Yeah, up until the last episode.
I was still in. Like I was still in.
Yeah, no, I was too. I was too.
Hanging. I was hanging.
I
out,
was
waiting,
too.
waiting
I
for that
was
OVA.
too.
I waited so long for that OVA, and it was a fucking recap episode for 75% of it,
Yeah.
and then 25% of it. The rest of the 25% was I'm Otto and it's status quo ante, and I'm gonna continue on saving the day to try and I'm like, you mean to me that you had this masterful concept, and it's not even like it wasn't even a lineup for season 2. You know what I mean? It wasn't even a lineup for season 2. It was literally just cop out ending, like recap episode. No one's happy. No one finishes. No resolution. Just boom, end. I can't even remember the OVA of Wonder Egg Priority. I was so disgusted after the end of it.
A lot of people were really upset.
Because, look, I remember.
I was upset too. I was one of the people upset.
I made a whole video on it. I got Callie here to make it for me. Like, it is, like, I had it on record as saying that if Wonder Egg Priority sticks to landing, it will be probably one of the greatest anime ever made. And
Yes,
they
it would
fucked
be.
it
It
up.
would have been.
They
It would have been.
fucked it up.
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
want to
but
speak
this
of
is-
other anime that did the same thing? Just quickly, for another tangent. Here we go. Did any of you watch 86 last season? Any of you?
No.
I did.
Wait,
I
no,
did
but
watch
86 stuck the
I watched
landing.
86.
Wait, oh, is that
I
what the
watched
point you're making?
86.
Episode?
I watched.
86
no,
was
Alex,
amazing.
Me, Alex, and Calliope watched 86.
Okay,
No, I
because like
didn't. What?
I liked.
No,
I liked
no,
86.
it's like me, Alex, and Calliope watched 86 though.
No,
Yeah.
Zolo watched
I only
86 winter.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. Oh shit, you're right. Goddamn, it
What?
wasn't. It was Solo.
But 86 was good. The last episode, like, I liked it. The
But I'm
last
like,
episode
it
was
was
a recap
us.
episode. The
Yeah,
last
it
episode
was.
was a recap episode.
Oh, it was a
But
good
it
recap
sets-
though. It was emotional.
Yeah,
yeah, it
It's-
was.
it sets up season 2 as far as I'm aware.
If you guys saw the promotional for the season 2 of 86, it looked amazing. It's got
Yeah, because
a main girl with like a red streak, so that's a cool design.
Just to
honestly, like, great.
Yeah.
just to end this discussion on about the anime that were and never were able to truly become what they were supposed to be, I'm just gonna say that this makes Eminem me immediately superior to all of you because I refuse to watch Wonder Egg. In my mind and in my memory, it will forever be the best anime that ever was. So I win.
So,
I just gotta imagine that there was someone
I
working on
know.
Wonder Egg who also agreed with that, but like the production issues.
There is a person who would agree with
And like
that.
there had to be a
Like-
committee where they just did not care about if Wonder Egg was a success or not. They're just like, there's no way
Yeah.
a script
fucking
about
hurts,
girls
but-
committing
and that
suicide can
fucking
in
hurts,
any
like,
way
and
be a masterpiece. And
And
whatever
it
whatever that
fucking
committee
hurts 'cause they
decided
fucking did it.
messed the show up.
Yeah, they
now,
did.
speaking of
Capitalism's fault.
OVAs, thanks to OVAs, we have clearly
Yeah.
the best show of the season, which is the best show of 2020, which is Flying Me to the Moon.
Over the moon for you, right?
Okay.
Yeah, over the moon for
Thanks
you,
to
right?
OVA, it technically counts as part of this season.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not, like, even by
Over the
any
Moon for You,
technicality,
favorite show
you're
of
not
2020.
wrong.
No, the best
Alex
show of
is
2021.
not wrong.
Thank God we have an actually
Wait.
good anime to talk about. So explain Over the Moon for you to me and explain the OVA to me because I didn't watch it. I
Is
have
the
no idea
OVA
what
a
I
it's
have
recap?
not seen it
No,
either.
there's no way it's a
The
recap.
OVA is
No,
basically
there's no way. it's a
basically the OVA
recap.
is a proper final episode of the season.
Okay, what the fuck is Over the Moon for you?
Alright, hold up.
Listen,
Like,
It,
Explain
it is
about
the
this
best
for
hetero romance of all time.
I
Yeah.
immediately hate it just in principle because it's moving on.
No,
I seriously do not care.
No, I don't blame
No,
you, Eminem.
no.
But like,
Yeah.
if you're going for a
I
hetero
think
romance
I-
show, like this
I
is
love how, like,
the
we're
peak.
both just like neither of us like are like I don't blame you.
I have a reputation to maintain.
No,
I
but
am
it's
Eminem,
like,
the nasty
both
gay
of
crime
us-
bear.
Both of us were immediately like
Get
I
the
don't
fuck out of
blame
here
you.
with this hetero shit.
There's
Get outta
no-
here.
Both of us, no, but I'm like both of us are like get out of here with that shit. Like
So, but
it's so
anyway,
funny.
Over the Moon feels like watching a hug from the universe. It's just so nice and wholesome and comforting. It's so great.
So
If any of you ever watched Anne of Green Gables at home, it feels like that. in the anime.
holy shit, Alex, what?
We have stumbled into a weird corner here.
Anne
we-
of Green Gables? What
We
the fuck?
we have written ourselves into a weird place. It seems the production issues are here now.
literally just I'm fucking
Soviet,
Like,
it's
what?
pretty simple. Watching
Anne
this
of
show
Green
makes me feel the same
Gables?
way that the movie Anne
I
of
don't
Gables
know
made
what's
me
even
feel.
going on. I don't know what that is, and I don't
I
know
don't
if
either. I don't either. That's the thing. Is I'm like, what the
It's a
fuck are you
Canadian
talking
movie about a
about?
girl who moves to a small town and then becomes a teacher.
Okay, so like,
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yes, Pac-Man, please save us from this hell.
I'm just saying,
That's
I'm
not a
looking at
Catholic
this.
anime, right?
I'm looking at this, right? The best romance I've seen in recent times, besides obviously Kaguya-sama Season 2, The best romance I've seen in recent times was Adachi and Shimamura, which I really liked.
Wow,
'Cause it-
cringe. It's not even over the moon for you.
Wait.
You want to know why? Because I'm with Eminem on this. That show was gay as fuck.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, if it's-
straight, but that show was gay.
Yeah,
if
no,
it's
you know
not-
what? I'm down for the gay shit.
Yeah, Adachi
I'm
Shimura was
down
pretty
with
good.
that. Yeah.
If it's
You're
not,
out.
if
I
it's
think we're
not,
all down for gay shit. I think we're
if
all
it's
down.
not gay, it's not worth my time, like at all.
I think we're all down for gay shit.
Not
Like,
to
that's the
mention,
thing,
this is
I'm a-
marriage. This is marriage propaganda. Fly me to the
This
moon.
is-
It's the whole premise is to increase the population of Japan and the birth rate.
So,
Although-
so I may as well tell you about the OVA. So
But
basically,
like,
OVA is
I'm like,
basically
let's be real. I'm like, all of y'all would be like, yo, you're actually hot, right? Like, you know,
yeah,
I
you know,
am.
we all. I am the hardest person in this crew. This has been established.
Well,
Everything.
no,
Okay.
yeah.
Wait,
So
what?
anyways, I'm
We
not
did,
speaking
we
about
did not establish that. We established
You see
we
pictures of
established that
me?
we established
did
that
not
you
establish that at
we
all.
have never ranked ourselves in terms of hotness. We just established that you have a real life harem of girls. That does not make you the hottest, my man.
No, it does
It's fair
not.
enough. But to tell you what the OVA is about, it was basically marketed
Oh,
as the OVA
shit,
where they
Alex
finally have
is
sex.
going.
But basically, what ended up happening is he's like, I need to go to work, and she gets a cell phone, and she feels really embarrassed by texting him at work. Then he shows up, and they're like, I guess we're gonna have sex, and then they just get embarrassed and don't have sex. And then it's
Oh.
like season 2, and that was the OVA.
This would have never happened in
Oh.
Adachi and Shimura.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly, Alchemist. Yes,
Yeah.
it is a Yuri light novel series, so yes, the endpoint is gay, and I
yeah.
am here for that.
I'm
Now-
here for that too. I'm here for that too.
Anyway,
As
even
you
though the
know.
OVA was not the greatest thing ever, it still makes Over the Moon for You technically count as part of the season, which means it's probably the best show of the season.
I guess.
Honestly,
Okay. So has
I-
anyone
I'm just-
watched
I
the
don't
Penguin?
know.
I'm just
What?
before we go on, I'm just gonna say that if the best show of this season is the OVA of a season from a last season, so it's
No,
technically
don't worry.
it-
There's something better, Eminem. Don't worry.
I was just gonna say that if it's just on a technicality and the best show of this season is hetero romance shit, I'm out. I'm leaving anime. I'm just slamming the door.
I
Fair
would not
enough.
blame
The
you.
best show I watched.
I
this
would
season
not
that-
blame you.
The best non-technicality is poly shifts. Does that count? Or is that
Okay,
also-
so-
No, this doesn't count at all.
That's
Very
a whole
good about
other
Aquatype.
story. That's a whole other
this,
thing.
this show right here is the one of the ones I have been thinking about watching.
You're talking about the
Right.
aquarium, the aquatope?
The aquarium one? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so what
Calliope
is
and I
this?
have watched this.
No,
Okay.
I'm going to address the elephant in the room for this show, and it's the only
Oh,
thing I've
shit.
seen online because
No,
I haven't
you're
watched
right.
it yet.
Wait,
but the
no,
elephant in the
I
room
actually
is
totally
this
agree. I totally agree with you.
Yuri bait?
Okay.
Is this
your
bait?
invite?
Is this bait? Just like Sound of
I-
Euphonium. Is this? Does this go anywhere? You can see from this PV.
I have not seen, but like.
Are they
from the
just
setup-
friends?
From
Okay,
the
let me-
setup,
okay,
though,
let-
I'm
let
like.
me-
they
let me
do
ask you-
really bait you.
Let me ask you a very important question. Do they get together by the end?
It's
I
it's
don't
not
know.
over yet. It's not over yet. We
over.
can't
It's
know.
not over.
We don't
What
know.
episode? What episode is it on?
8.
It's like
8 or 9.
Episode 8. Yeah, it's like episode 8.
8 of how many? 12.
24. Impressive
24.
an amount.
24, yeah.
So there is still a lot of time. So this still may not be bait. If you
Yeah.
told me that this is like episode 8 out of 12, I would
No,
say
The
Well,
problem
like,
is, like as
where
Carrot
we
2
are
points
right
out in the
now,
comments, people have only mentioned vibes, Yuri vibes, and it's like for
yeah.
for Eminem has raised the bar, and I agree with Eminem.
No, I
If-
agree with Eminem
if
too on that.
You only have vibes
Yeah.
till episode 8. You know, like it's
Thank
just
you.
bait. It's already bait. And
Thank you. I am extremely validated. It means I taught you all a valuable lesson, and I am glad that I managed to transpose my will upon
I
you.
mean,
My will
you
is the law of the
fucking made
land.
an ass of
like
yourself and
even if it's got
humiliated
vibes,
yourself,
and even if
but-
like the conclusion is
did a good
exactly what
job.
the audience wanted, you have the
I actually have
possibility.
one
You're like
very
Sound of
important
Euphonium, which dragged
Thank
the audience
you.
along
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
like 2 or 3 seasons.
Oh, wait,
on a
wait,
false
Eminem,
promise.
Yeah. Also, hold up. Eminem, I gotta give you this. All right. No, like I'm actually fucking like giving this to you, right?
Are we talking shit about Sound Euphonium? Because
No,
Yes,
I'm-
we
I-
are-
I mean, it's a
we
good
are-
show. Don't get me
Wait,
wrong,
wait,
but
wait,
Pac-Man,
wait,
but
I
it
was
misled
not-
people by suggesting
Wait.
that like the main pair
I
were.
was not talking
in
about
any
San
relation.
Euphonium.
I am.
I was talking about something completely different.
Okay, but okay, you wanted to give something to me. I am in desperate need of your validation. Give it to me.
All right, no. So, all right, so I like Star Driver. You know, when I first watched it,
Uh-huh.
but that was like 8 or 9 years ago. Like, I actually specifically remember when that was, and it wasn't until I revisited it that I like realized like that this was like a fucking great show. So like, when you're like saying all this shit, you know what I mean? But I'm like, it's like when you revisit it, it actually all makes sense, and it's like, yeah.
Gay bait.
But I'm like,
okay,
but I'm
but-
saying no. But I'm giving you. I'm like the first time you see it, like you would not see all that shit. So like,
I'm just gonna say, gay bait in Hibike Euphonium was awful and didn't add to anything, and it was a
oh,
worse show
it's
for it.
wait, hold on, wait. We haven't finished Star Driver yet, right? So
Okay,
So,
we are.
That's
We're
unrelated
not.
to the pod. To the
Yes,
live
yes,
stream.
we're not gonna have this
Yeah.
discussion here because it's a completely
Yeah,
different
right.
discussion. But,
it is.
Okay.
You're right. But I'm saying.
Okay, Aquatope on White Sand. What is this? It's about aquarium.
So yeah, the aquarium.
It's
show.
it's a classic, beautiful PA work show. I'm sure it's fabulous, but I
Yes.
just want to address like there's that elephant in the room, and I've only seen people mention it's got Yuri vibes. And then what does that even mean
Yeah.
at this point? That means nothing. It should mean
Yep.
nothing to you if it's only vibes. Like,
Well,
address
here's
it.
another thing we have to remember:
Yeah.
is Yuri vibes means a lot of different things culturally. Higher
well,
levels
like,
of what we
it's
would
like
cons-
kind
shut up.
of like.
There's the higher levels of what we would consider intimacy as more socially acceptable among straight women in Japan. So it's much easier as us Westerners to read into things that might not necessarily be
No.
maybe.
No, you're wrong. You're absolutely
Uh,
wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Look. As a person who specifically gushed about gay bears on this very channel for 40 minutes straight, gay actually, not straight.
Yeah.
Let me say that
Yeah.
lesbians in Japan have a pretty difficult time because being a lesbian in Japan is seen as a sort of childhood thing that you're supposed to grow out of. And that's why it's baited the way and it's created the way it is, because it's not supposed to be taken seriously. And that's the crime here, and that's the problem.
problem.
Okay,
yeah,
fair
that's
enough.
the
You
problem.
convinced me. You're right.
That's the problem.
Eminem is like slowly changing all of us, and it's for the better.
Well,
I-
no. I think we all would agree with that. I think Eminem's just completely right. Like, I think all of us would agree with that. And Eminem is teaching us okay, I'll give Eminem. Maybe he's teaching us the way we would deal with it. And
But
that's it.
hey, on the plus side, if Aquatope turns out to not be Yuri bait and it is genuine, I'm just gonna sit down and watch it, probably love
Yeah,
it, and then gonna make a
yeah.
review out of it. So
Yeah, fair
win-win
enough.
for
That's
everybody.
totally
Me and
fair.
Winter recently watched Canon, which is also a PA work show.
Oh,
And
yeah, no,
that
yeah,
was
me-
pretty straightforward. That was good. It actually had a lesbian couple. It was.
Yeah, it
it
did.
wasn't like the most explicit thing. I mean, it was an action show, but like
No, it
if you
wasn't,
listen to what they said, it was very explicit, and it was written by
Yeah,
Mario
that's what it
Kata.
was.
So
Yeah,
she was clearly
it was
fully meaning
very
it.
explicit. Like that was a very explicitly like they love each other. Like they like fucking wrote that. And I'm like, yeah. Like that was like very yeah.
Okay, let's
Okay.
move on to another show. I mean, I'm
Anyway.
sure Aquatope is quality, but that's
yeah.
like that's the
Anyways, yeah.
we just had to address that.
Yeah, we did. We'd have to
Yeah.
address the
I'm
Kanan.
just saying, like, there's a reason this is the elephant in the room that people talk about it, because like it's annoying, it's frustrating. So
Did
Let's
anyone
hope for the
watch
best.
The Maid show to the left.
Which
Maid should.
Wait,
Maid
what?
show?
Down,
What?
down.
Wait, what? Down?
Oh, this JC Staff CG
Wait,
show.
What? Wait,
Yeah.
What? Hold up. Wait, what are we looking at?
We're looking at the Duke of Death and his maid.
Oh,
I mean, no, I did not
Um,
watch this.
I watched about 10 minutes of it, and the premise is there's
uh,
a premise. So basically, this guy can resurrect the dead, but if he ever touches them again, they die doubly. I don't know. That's person. Necromancy.
Interesting.
Yeah, right. I'm like,
you know, for
okay.
bringing me back to the dead. But he's like, you can't touch me, or else you'll fucking die.
What?
And she's like, doesn't seem to get the clue. So
Oh.
he has to chase off her sexual harassment, or else she'll die.
Well, oh.
You know what? That sounds interesting.
It kind of does, but I'm like,
If it
what
was-
the
if it
fuck
was-
are you watching? Like, explain this to me at least, though.
This is
Like,
interesting.
he
I
is
dig
But I'm
it.
like, I am interested. I am intrigued.
Okay,
You caught my attention.
so Soviet, he's a necromancer.
All right.
Called that. And you can bring back the dead, okay?
Okay.
Actually, release them from the dead. If the dead person ever touches them, they die forever.
Oh,
So he
jeez,
brings
that's
back this
pretty
lady from the
serious,
dead.
actually.
Yeah, and he brings back this lady from the dead. She falls in love with him, and then she'll continue to try to sexually harass him. Well, he has to run away.
Oh,
if she ever
wait,
actually
what?
touches him,
See,
Oh,
Alex
if
was
she
making
touches
this
him-
sound like a good show, but the problem with
Wait.
describing anime is a premise can sound great, but then you realize, oh, it's an anime with anime tropes and,
Yeah.
and fan
that is
service.
true. That is true. Wifey is correct
I just had a
there.
friend of mine describe this trope to me. And
Well,
I was
no,
describing it
that's
to you.
happened to me too. Where I'm like, oh, I just had my friend describe, like, and it's like, yeah, how did that turn out? Yeah.
So, the great premise, Alex, but
Peach
then
Boy
it boils
Riverside.
down
We
to...
need to talk about Peach Boy Riverside. Did anyone else watch Peach Boy Riverside?
Well, hold up. We have shows we were planning to talk about, didn't we? Right?
Did we?
We
Did
can
we?
get to... Well, yeah, we do. Let's
I
talk
haven't-
about Sunny Boy. Come on. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Okay. Let's move to.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. This is the good stuff, ostensibly, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was kind of a late contender to the season because it came out with like a preview episode earlier. But this, I'd say, is the most artistic show of the season.
I stand by that statement. I really enjoyed this so far, but like it's also been a very like explorative, like creative, like project, right?
So this is like a premise like Lord of the Flies or something where a bunch of students
it's very
get
Lord of the Flies, yeah.
a bunch of high school students get like separated from like society.
From,
But
like,
in this
the
case,
adults.
they're traveling in like this school that goes to alternate dimensions.
Yeah,
and
they go to alternate dimensions as they
each-
travel through. Yeah.
And most of the students, not all of them, get one special ability that allows them to interact with the world. For the example, the main character. Well, I can't spoil his ability. So
Don't spoil it. Like you can spoil another ability. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
you see in the first
like, one
episode, there's this
character,
one guy who puts X marks over students who
Yeah.
mess
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
And-
if you fuck up in your assignment, you get an X mark from his power. Is like what happens.
Over your face, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This sounds very interesting. I love this concept of Lord of the Flies.
It's
Most
very
of the
much
episodes
like-
follow this
No,
premise of
it
like
is
trying to
very
deconstruct something about society that we just take as
Yes.
for granted. Like we take for granted capitalism,
sound.
for
Oh,
example.
sound. Like everyone, it was like sound and all that shit. Oh my god, that was crazy.
Sounds. Is that
No, like you're like, oh shit. That was
you know,
wild.
there's so much that happens in Sunny Boy, like I have
There's
no
so
idea what
much
you're talking
that
about.
happens. And I know it's like, it's because I'm like that was only for like 30 seconds, right?
Okay,
Like,
this sounds interesting. This is like something I might actually want to watch. So one last question:
Wait.
Is it gay
Here's the
though?
question. Why does
No.
why does this have a Portuguese, Spanish, and Latin dub but not English?
Why it has a Latin dub?
Aladdin dub.
A
Oh.
Latin? Freaking Latin?
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Eminem, actually, this is more on you. What?
Why would you put a Latin?
We got the
That
we got the
language.
priest to dub over Sunny Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, we got
It's
the
it's
priest
oh
over
I see.
Sunny
Yeah,
Boy.
it's
When
for
I
all
told
the
you this was the
color
most
priest who
artistic show of the season, I wasn't joking.
Yeah, it's translated in Latin. Clearly, it's very artistic.
Yeah, so it says, no, never mind, it's Spanish and then in quotations, it's Latin and man?
Ah.
This is fucking hilarious. I fucking love it.
But why does this have a Spanish and Portuguese jump but no English stuff?
This is so fucking funny.
I prefer to believe that it has a Latin dub because it's so funny to think that it's a priest. And I do hope that they actually hired some good Catholic priests to do the chants and speak everything in Latin, and with no regards to the original gender and tone of the characters. So like it's all these old Catholic priests doing the voices.
Oh my goodness.
I'd watch the shit out of that, where it's like voices of old Catholic priests coming out of high schoolers. Dude, that sounds amazing. I wish it was gay though. Then it would be great.
Okay, so yeah, this show's amazing.
We've deconstructed this one. Good
Yeah.
on us. Pac-Man,
Yeah.
anything to add about this?
I'd say Pac-Man went AFK. No
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, I think Pac-Man
okay.
contributed.
I'm
point.
still here. I'm
Oh,
still
yeah.
here.
Oh,
okay.
here's Pac-Man. Well,
I gotta
So
say,
what-
Pac-Man, if you're gonna skip over the season, don't skip over Sunny Boy. I think it's gonna be worth a
no,
watch.
don't. Yeah, I think you'll like Sunny Boy too. I agree.
I've
Can we talk
got
about
Andy
Vanitas?
and I have been watching it together, and we've both enjoyed
Like
it.
I said, every episode makes a point about like critiquing society in some way. Like the first episode
Yeah,
was
It
critiquing
does.
like how society like punishes and regulates people, and like what their tasks are.
Yeah, it talks about like jailing and
This
work.
is one of those
and, like,
shows
how
where
long-
Amazon
yeah.
gets like a parallel
Yeah.
and it critiques consumerism heavily. One part as well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So here's a
no
question.
ethical consumption, boys.
Yeah, no, that's what it does though. Like in this series itself, is what we're saying, I guess.
Well,
And so far, there's been several twists that just subverted everything, and me and Winter were just left scratching our heads. Like, we did not see
What you're
that coming.
saying is you should have
Yeah,
seen
no,
it.
no.
Haven't watched it.
Yeah, Calliope's
no.
totally right. Like, neither of us saw those twists coming.
I
like-
need to get my laundry done, and I need to continue writing the epic I'm writing. But like, I did want to talk about Dragon Maid if we can.
Okay, yeah, let's talk
Oh,
about
yes,
Dragon
yes,
Maid.
yes, yes.
Go
Let's
ahead.
talk about Dragon Maid.
Go ahead.
Dragon Maid. Okay, so I've only watched the first couple of episodes, but can I just say, fuck, it's good to have Kyoani back. Like, seriously.
Yeah, it feels
Oh,
good.
That was so tragic, honestly. Just what happened to them in general. Like, that sucks. That's horrible. It's like
I've seen
Yeah,
chat.
but they back now, and like, I did want to address the shit that was it Eminem, like, you know, the fucking liberals, like
the liberals,
shitting on it.
yeah.
Because of Elmer, and I'm like, oh, not Elmer, what's the
And imagine-
character?
Kinda.
Imagine shitting on Kyo Annie on their
For this.
comeback
Why?
moment. On their comeback
Okay,
moment.
Why would you do that?
Okay, tell
Literally,
me,
that's the one.
Pac-Man, you've watched a couple of episodes. I assume the other people here already also watched other episodes. A very important and poignant question: is Kana still, or rather, Kana's girlfriend still weirdly horny for the child?
I'm pretty sure yes.
Yes. Okay. Great. And they also added a new character, Iruru, who is a short, stocky character. Is also, I think, is not 18. And I'm pretty sure that liberals are losing their complete shit over this. And can I just say,
Shit over.
Just
even
like,
lesser things. Yeah.
how can
Right.
you shit on KyoAni on their fucking return for this, for Dragon May, and never fucking address the healer, like redo of it, like
Yeah.
how can you do this?
Yeah.
Like
Although, if you
Yeah.
would like to hear someone address Redo the Healer, please do look up Medicine Podcast. Plug.
no, do not, please do not look up that podcast because we will immediately get cancelled.
No, like,
Cut the stream. We're all.
You
we're
go
leaving.
stream over.
We're leaving. Alex.
But there's a 5-second delay. There's still time.
No.
I think that's the thing that gets me, because Elmer is based. Elmer wants to unionize, so like I'm all about the new series of Dragon Maid.
What do you mean? That's why liberals hate it. I mean, can you imagine?
So, what would we recommend though?
I mean, honestly, the reason why I'm sort of bringing up Dragon Maid is more of a case of like it's doing what I think Dragon Maid does best, which is whenever your series of anime that's on right now is shit, and let's be honest, like we're all leftists, so we have, I would assume, mixed feelings about the withdrawal from Afghanistan that went on the couple.
Well,
of
no,
weeks ago.
well, what
And
do you
all
mean
these,
mixed?
I'm not gonna go into that on this stream because then we will get cancelled.
Yeah,
that,
or
you
at least
that went to 100 real quick, Pac-Man.
yeah,
Thank you.
did right?
Talking about Dragon Maid and then the
I
plot
was
of
testing the waters.
Afghanistan, the
like-
transition of a century.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah. Long story short, our choices in that whole shit sandwich was, do we want a genocidal imperialist regime in charge, or do we want a genocidal theocratic cult in charge?
Yeah, do we
that
wanna-
was our
do we-
choices.
Do we want a genocidal imperialist regime or just a genocidal one?
No, genocidal theocratic. It's even
Okay, if
more
you yeah, sure. Okay.
because I'm still an edgy atheist. But the point is, that situation is going on. Like, you still got COVID. Everyone's in lockdown. Like over 1 million people in like the United States, I think, have died from this thing, or or it feels like it anyway.
No, we're at over 1 million.
Yeah.
Like- Yeah, you know, like this whole thing is going on, yet at the same time, you're in the shit. Everything's falling apart, but KyoAni have got a slice of life for you to save you.
Yeah, it's so
they're on
fucking
the spot.
positive. That's what Dragon Maid does, and it's like, it's so wild to me for people to get upset over Dragon Maid. Like, how do you do that? I guess you have to be a liberal.
Eminem, you're gonna get us canceled for disagreeing with
The liberal hive mind.
No, I was gonna say you're disagreeing with normality. We're all gonna get canceled, Eminem.
Fuck it, the girl should be horny for Kana. Kana is a cool girl. There should be horny. The child is okay. Leave the child alone.
Yeah, I mean, like, regarding like,
That's the Weeb Revolution, just us, our houses being on fire.
yeah, like Toru and like Kobayashi, like this whole situation, it's just like it's a show about gay dragons. Okay, it's a show about gay dragons, and like there's a sort of, you know, almost fucking like life lesson, happy fuzzy learning moment at the end of every episode, and everyone hugs. And it's just a show filled with so much love. Everyone loves each other to bits.
Like Over the Moon for you. Plug, go watch Over the Moon for you.
That's no, Alex. You can't just put in a hetero anime into the middle of the Dragon Maid discussion.
Yes, you cannot. And
Dragon
also,
Maid is obscenely gay.
and but it also has like it also does things that few anime actually does, because it has an adult main character, two adult main characters in a committed to each other, raising a child as a lesbian couple. So like,
That is a nice change of pace. Yeah,
it's a complete change of pace from like your typical protagonist who, like,
I
15 years old wish fulfillment. This is amazing. This is
Like-
great. It's like, to shit on
No,
this.
I agree with you. I agree
Like-
with you.
Gay parenting in Japan, is a thing, but it, you know, in quotation marks, it
Yeah.
doesn't happen, right?
But,
it doesn't
like,
happen.
It's
Quotation marks.
allowed though. Like, but like what Eminem talks
Gay
about.
couples
I'm like,
can't adopt. Gay couples can't adopt in Japan.
No, they
Like,
can't.
that's the
but
thing.
like, you know what I mean? Or I'm like, like that exists everywhere. You
And
know?
you come to
All
me
of us are
to
united,
you come to
like,
me
in that.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding and you dare shit on Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. How dare you? How dare you are forfeit. You will sleep with the fishes tonight. I cannot. I am not going to do a stereotypical Italian accent, because that is definitely going to get me cancelled.
No, well, yeah, but you
No,
see,
we're
that's the
already
thing.
canceled. Let's be fair. We plugged the Menacing Podcast, and you disagree with morality.
Stop doing that. People will actually start looking for it. Stop.
No, that's the thing, right? Because here it is. You can't do an Italian accent, but you see, Australia has its own version of the Italian accent. Which I can do like this, bro.
Oh my! I have never heard that in my life.
I can do like this, bro. Oh my god.
Believe it.
I've got 2 turbos in my
He
Subaru.
can- No,
Go
he
fast.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can do that.
You get a free pass, my man. But seriously,
Oh no! Like, it's one of those things in Australia. Australia,
Yeah.
like, this is
Well, like,
this is a tangent.
Yeah, a whole
This
thing.
is a tangent. This is
Yeah.
a tangent. We'll bring it back. But long story short, like, the Italian and Greek community in Australia is the one community I can think of in the Western world, in the quotation marks post-liberal era, of
Yeah.
of an ethnic minority achieving equality and then embracing
Oh,
that
yeah.
equality, and then so racial slurs and fucking accents and jokes and stuff
No, you're
actually
totally
accepted.
No, that
It's actually
totally makes
accepted
sense.
because it's actually accepted because they've integrated into the white community. It's weird. I can't explain it, but it's like fucking
No,
wild.
that's actually so. I can even see that from my school.
All I'm gonna
like,
say
experience.
is there was
It's, I like.
even
I managed a lot. Like the one thing I did is I got the greatest like GPA in like history classes of everyone in my grade. But there was like one person who just like got like 4.0s in every other grade. But it was just like me and him who got like the highest grades. It was so funny.
What are you talking about? This was a complete. Sorry.
Wait, what?
Completely.
Wait,
I'm not even-
wait, okay, but like, here's the thing.
Are
with
we in the
that.
same conversation?
Yeah,
Here's,
that's what I was
here's this
wondering.
man, Pac-Man, explaining the nuances of racial tensions in fucking Australia, and Soviet is just like, I had a friend who got 4s in all of his GCSIs. I'm like, what are we talking about here?
But no, like, what I was sort of getting at was, it was one of those weird things. One of those weird things where the ethnic minority, like, quotation marks, this is a slur warning because I know some people are still offended by it, but it's common parlance for most of us.
Yeah.
In the 1960s and 70s, Italians and Greeks were called wogs as an insult. And now that terminology is a badge of honor, if you like, and you can say it in the right company if you mean it in the colloquial sense. If you
Okay.
insult someone by calling them a wog, that's a completely different thing. Don't do that.
So it's like
But-
so it's like what some people in the
Yeah.
early 2000s liked to pretend the N-word was. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but it actually isn't. But to put it in perspective, to say how successful the Greek and Italian integration into Australia's white society was, there was a show in the 80s and 90s by a famous Australian Greek comedian called Acropolis Now, and it was
Okay.
and
Okay.
like
Okay.
and it created a film that was sold called The Wog Boy, and it
The
is an
Wog Boy.
institution of Australian film, right?
I still feel like even though these minorities might be extremely well acclimated and integrated into the white community, I have to say that you know
It's a uniquely Australian thing.
Okay,
I don't think
but-
it works
but
elsewhere.
at the same time, in the Western imperialist European sphere, whatever you want to call this weird blob that
Imperialist
we live
core.
in, the imperialist core, yes, the empire as it was, the minorities of all shapes and sizes are always a thread away from being once again rejected, just like Irish people became white and then stopped being white and then became white and then stopped being white. So, you know, they
Yeah.
may be greatly integrated, but, you know...
Look,
you know-
I will say this. I know it's a cop out, but it's one of those things where you have to live here to understand. I think.
Okay, but then again, maybe you look at this from a little bit of rose-tinted glasses. I do hope you're right, but then again, I
Oh,
would
no,
like...
no, like, I'm
I would-
a bit of a weird one because, like, you see, the thing is that the big thing that makes it a very big point of contention here, like, it's one of those things where you still have to be mindful about who you say it around, right? Because it's very specific. You have to. It's like there's nuance there because you can't just go up to an Italian or a Greek guy and call him a wog, right? You can't do that because that is an insult. That is an insult. You have to know them first, and you have to sort of be mindful about how to use it.
Look,
right?
look,
Like
look,
it's one of those weird things
I
because
get
it's
it.
like
I get where you're coming
It's
from. All I'm
fucking
saying,
wild.
all I'm saying is that I would have preferred to hear this from a person of Italian or Greek origin, because then I would give it a little bit more credence. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
Pac-Man?
you know what? I can get about 5 or 6 of them.
Okay, get me some of them wogs here, and we can have this
Okay,
conversation.
on the next seasonal live stream, we will we'll have them in attendance,
Yeah.
and we will discuss
Have it on the
anime.
list.
But
Dude,
let's
can we
let's move on.
finish?
Yeah, so let's end this subject here.
Riverside,
It was a good tangent. I liked it.
Riverside next. I put Riverside.
On that note, I'm gonna bounce because like that went in a weird way.
Alright, man,
That was
that's
a
fine.
weird. Man, I do tangents too much. Alright,
No,
I'll
no, no,
see
you-
No,
You did them just enough. They're
It's fine. It's just no one stops you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stories we were covering.
I do like
Alrighty.
story time with Pac-Man.
Oh, someone just posted a picture of Bob
All right.
Chatter in my
Let's
freaking
go.
Discord. I've got to go
No,
kill
no.
somebody. I'll see you all
Let's
later.
go.
Okay.
Alright, Pac-Man.
Pac-Man's got a murder
Yeah, I
to
said
attend
Riverside,
to.
you
Bye.
can picture Riverside.
Calliope. let's
Speaking
go.
of murder,
Speaking of murder,
Speaking of murder.
Riverside.
I don't really like Peach Boy Riverside, but I will say,
It's
like,
terrible, I know, but I
You
watched
missed
it and I
it,
need
yeah,
to bitch
there
about
you
it.
Alright, let's talk about it though.
So,
not even a 7 on Mal. That does not bode well.
yeah, I don't think this show's good, but
Explain.
I can see
I like
why
that-
people would be interested in this. I
I
guess.
have to say, Riverside, this is probably the worst show of the season, in my
Explain.
opinion.
No.
What was
Oh.
your show? Okay.
Alright, well hold up. I'm willing to just like hear this out. Like, yeah.
So, it
So-
seems to be a medieval setting where a girl's a runaway, and she ends up befriending a prejudiced people, which is like a bunny girl, I think. But for some reason, she's wearing a Japanese school uniform, which seems really like out of place in this medieval European setting. And then they kick a demon to death, and apparently all months, and now she has the lust for flesh, I think.
So it's like yeah.
Yeah, so
No,
Frau.
it's about as coherent. By the way, just for the you know, it's about as coherent as I just described.
Yeah, this bunny girl Frau, like, it doesn't really. Her character design doesn't really fit in the world of
Oh,
Peach Boy
she's
Riverside.
yeah,
She's
right?
the best. She's the best. I really like her. I think the bunny girl is cute, and I think
If
she fits perfectly.
the bunny
You
girl
don't
had
know
her
what you're
own
talking
anime,
about.
it would probably be better. But like, she's in this anime with like yandere
Look.
murder mode chicks.
It's just the aesthetic of this anime. I think she's great, and I don't know what you're talking about.
And she probably is the best character.
And
But it's just
also,
weird.
just for the record, one of the characters in the main cast is just named Dog. So I think
Dog.
this anime is great. Just you know,
Supporting character dog.
Dog, supporting character Dog. just supporting Dog, voiced by Saito
Yeah.
Jiro. Okay.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
So here's a question: are there any other shows you have to get to before Girlfriend?
Yeah, there is. I'd like to talk
Yeah,
about Opera
yeah.
Girl. I'm the only one who watched it, but I think
Yeah,
Opera
you
Girl is also a
back in
really
it.
good show. So Kakige Shoujo is the main character is like this really tall girl right here, and she grew up in a family that did. I don't want to get it. It's a specific like cultural Japanese like theater. I forget what it's called, but like her family practiced it, and it was kind of a male only type of theater. So as a child, she was allowed to like participate in it, but you know it's classically only for males. So she wanted to like find something else to do in theater, and she's gonna go do this theater for only women this time. So she
Okay.
auditions and gets accepted to this like school, and
Mhm.
it's pretty good. Like
okay. Is it okay? One thing
there-
I like playing with gender stuff. Second, is it gay?
now
I don't know. I
I'd
only watched one
say
episode.
in the theater performance sense, yes, but
Yeah, I totally get what
I
you mean.
I
don't-
get the impression that all the characters are straight.
So
I-
it's gay bait, is what you're saying.
Not
Wait.
necessarily, because
No,
I don't
I-
think it
I-
was ever baiting it.
Wait,
I don't-
Eminem, you are aware that there's gonna be shows that just aren't about romance, right? With primarily female casts.
Because the
I'm-
interesting
yes.
thing about this show is you'd think it'd just be about them like training in school to do a performance, But
Yeah.
the interesting thing that happens throughout Opera Girl is you just learn the backstory of all the girls, and they're pretty compelling. But the thing that Eminem will not like about Opera Girl is that the main character has already established a boyfriend.
Yeah.
She already has a
No,
boyfriend,
No,
and
I actually,
this
I
character
actually do
also already has a boyfriend. Well, did.
You will find it. You will find it very strange, probably, but I will say I don't actually hate it. I've actually prefer it.
Yeah, it's
I
very
would- I would-
honest. Like they're not gay. It's
Yeah.
very honest about that,
No,
and
no,
you
what
gotta
I'm saying-
you gotta respect that.
What I'm saying is that I would vastly prefer it to be gay, and I still think that it counts as gay bait at least in my book. But what I'm saying is that I vastly prefer if there is any kind of romantic idea to the show, even if it's just completely subplot, or if it's just for the sake of like, yes, this girl has a boyfriend. I do prefer the relationship to be established early on and be a thing instead of this romance bullshit of people trying to get together and never getting there. Like that's the shit that really annoys
You're
me.
baiting. You're happy that
But
they just
this
established
this
that
does
not
play-
established
Yes.
at the beginning.
Yes, I'm happy.
But this does play with
sports.
gender a lot, since it is girls only theater, and there's obviously girls who play the theater role of men, like a more masculine type of role.
They're Ginga Bishonen. They're Ginga
Okay.
Bishonen.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, they're Ginga Bishonen.
Yeah, they are galactic pretty boys while being girls. That would, yeah.
If there's more Ginga Bishonen stuff, will you be happy?
That is like a huge part of that show, and I love it about Opera Girl. It's the Ginga Bishonen.
Yeah,
That-
the Ginga
that-
Bishonen.
That is a conversation for later. But yes, King
Okay.
of Bishonen.
But
But this show, I also have to address that this show also is it deals with some trauma stuff. Like the main character, this blue-haired
Yeah.
character had some
Yeah, she
abuse.
does.
So
Yeah.
there's
No,
a reason
I
why
totally relate
initially in the show that
to that.
she just hates all men, and like her backstory is like, yeah,
It makes
it
complete
makes
sense.
makes
yeah.
sense.
It makes
Wait,
sense.
so she
Yeah.
hates all men, and goes to the all girls theater school, and she
Yeah.
has a boyfriend. Like, one
No,
of
no,
these
no.
things
That
is
not
like
she's
the
a
other.
co main character. I mean, the blue haired
No,
girl.
it's a
okay.
different character.
Sorry.
It's a different
She
character.
has.
Okay, okay.
When I say hate all
tell
men,
me,
she
like-
has one person she respects because her like cousin
but
looked
like-
after her.
Like,
So it's
are
not-
you seriously telling me that a show that puts out a girl that goes to a all girls school, plays with gender roles in a way, hates all men, and the show doesn't go in a Yuri direction? Don't you think that it's at least a bit dishonest? Like just a
No,
little bit.
because
Just a little bit.
no,
Just a little bit
no.
though.
It's...
I really
Well,
though.
in the first few episodes, I could say yes, but then it's revealed like in a simple text message that that's
I don't know.
Sorry,
I find
sorry.
it dishonest.
I
I would have issues with it. Yes.
Coming
I
in
see.
here
anything
neutrally.
more. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
anything
I'm coming
straighter
in
than
here
literal the
neutral.
gay bear. I think anything straighter than literal gay bears is gay bait in your book at this point.
I have high standards. It's difficult to satisfy this bear.
Hold up! I'm here. I can judge this.
I actually do not know if there will be a lesbian relationship in this show. I don't know. I'd imagine so. It's Opera Girl,
I
Oh.
hope so.
but I don't think so. I've seen the main cast, and none of them seem to care. Because the ones that might be interested have already determined that they are more concerned about how good they are at theater than any romance to begin with. So that's also an establishing thing, is that they're very career orientated.
I see.
But anyways, I think that's like all I have to talk about. It's cool. It deals
Wait,
with some.
Wait, so we were gonna talk about some other shows, right?
Yeah.
Weren't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we
Is
do
there
that?
anything beyond it? Because we still have girlfriend. Any other shows we have to talk about?
Oh shit, we didn't even we never even brought that up.
Girlfriend,
Alright.
girlfriend. Is
What's
that
about
the?
to be last?
Is it? Oh wait.
Yeah,
I want to talk about Pirate Princess. Pirate Princess is a very late comer. A very late comer.
I've heard it's really good.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Calliope and I have
Great
been
things about
watching
the
Pirate
show.
Princess.
Literally a half hour before we started this live stream,
Yeah,
so I had not had a
I'm
chance to watch
watching
it.
Pirate
I only
Princess.
learned about it like an hour ago.
Yeah, this
I
is a
would
very
say
latecomer. It started airing in August.
Yeah, only
I
like,
would-
Kathy and I have like watched this.
I would say that in general, a latecomer is definitely better than an early comer.
Yeah, usually no, like generally speaking, that's probably true. Like, cause it's like you'll have
Thank you.
more time to like
mean,
refine
that is
the
what she said.
mechanics.
Soviet didn't even. He's too high to even understand.
Winter didn't
I
even
know.
blink.
Just didn't blink. Completely straight face. Like went in stratosphere above him.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, your joke somewhere right now is like, I don't know, plowing in the head of some alien.
No,
who
no.
blinked terribly.
No, I
and
got
how high it went.
now, but I'm just like, yep, you're right.
So I think this show's a
I will-
contender with One Piece.
One Piece.
Yeah. I was just
Hey,
kidding.
hey, One Piece-
it's got some vibe. Like the character designs I feel like are actually just like silly, like One Piece, and I love it about it. Like the
I
premise of
do-
this show seems to be like every nation that ever made a ship and went to sea is in this anime. And they're all like
Yeah.
next to each other. And it has like the One Piece vibes of like there's like the world police, but in this timeline it's Britain.
Wait,
Britain
So what
is
you're
the
saying-
world police of the seas
so
or
what you're
something.
saying is that it's
Yeah.
extremely similar to One Piece. I mean, I guess they're both pirate shows, but like.
I mean, the show's
Yeah.
premise is ninjas versus pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I-
She's
I-
got
also-
like a crew of ninjas, and they're
I
all
also-
really
I also-
cool. The ninjas
also
are
need to say-
insanely cool.
I also need to say,
Yeah.
in defense of One Piece, for all its flaws, it is anti-capitalist as fuck.
No,
It is-
I
it is extremely based.
appreciate That.
I mean, this show starts by like a
appreciate
brothel
that
is
about
gonna
One
like,
Piece.
I don't know, sell the
Piece.
virginity of some girl,
From
and then
what-
she gets rescued by ninjas.
From what I've read of One Piece, like it is like politically like actually pretty based. But like, like
But it's difficult to not be based when you're a pirate show. Like, you know,
But I
pirates
mean-
are by definition the
but I would also say that like Hunter x Hunter is also pretty based at times. Like with that shit.
Hunter is, I feel like, a little bit introspective to be based. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
a sense that it's too waxing lyrical about everything at once to just focus on the one thing and be like, yes, this is the based perspective that we're gonna show you.
It's wild. Yeah. It's yeah.
That's not what I said, but that doesn't matter.
no,
sorry, it's
no,
okay. It's
no,
okay.
I get it.
Okay.
I
Okay.
But I'm like,
so,
yeah.
I just gotta say, this show spends no expense. It's got it's got Kajira Yuki making the soundtrack. So
Yuki Kajira, yeah. Like,
So,
it's
like,
it's the
this show
thematic,
is
music.
beautiful. It's
Yeah.
the music's stunning, and the cast. I'd like to say the most like interesting thing for me so far has been how like energetic the characters are. They're like, what if every character was Alex? Is basically the energy
Oh
of
my
this
God.
show.
I would have to consume this anime in doses, but I am very eager to experience it.
So, I mean, I want to
Yeah.
watch this together. I want to watch the me anime.
Yeah, we're gonna watch you anime. I'm into it. Yeah.
I love that
Look,
description. What
look,
if everyone was Alex?
look,
Oh.
Alex. Once we this will show how much energy you have. Once we are done with Indec, Data Live. What else are we watching right now?
Oh my
Star Driver.
God.
Then we will watch this, Alex, the you anime. This is gonna be wild.
By the way, when the fuck are we watching more Index?
Not during the stream, Alex. We're gonna discuss that later. Okay. Do we have anything before we get to girlfriend and
We
then
get to the
just leave
seasonal
this place?
seasonal highlight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
I mean, there's a few, but
What
I
would
don't
you
think they're
say?
that important.
Hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, there's things I could talk about, but like they're not worth mentioning. Winter's too high to talk about Higurashi, that's for sure. So,
Wait, no, I can. I'm good. I can do it.
I don't trust you.
Do you want me to? Hold up. Let me try, alright?
Okay. You
Okay.
got 2 minutes.
Alright.
2 minutes. Go. Timer
Um,
starts now.
so. Yeah. God damn. Oh, wait, hold up. How much
By the way, so,
spoilers?
yeah, put You're on a literal timer, just so you know. You're on a literal timer.
I know.
Already
So, but
ticking.
I'm just asking. I'm like, all right, how many spoilers can I reveal right now?
All of them, go.
All of
Mute,
them.
mute the
I just
live
pressed
stream
go.
if you care about Higurashi spoilers.
Yeah. We all
So
good.
what is this show? Yeah,
Oh,
talk about it.
Your
Alright.
timer hasn't been paused.
No shit. What the fuck? Calliope, you cheated me.
So I have already learned more about this just from reading the synopsis than you would ever tell me. So
All right. So. God damn it. This was just suddenly thrust upon me. Anyways, all right. So.
and that's time.
What?
By the way, do not end this. I have a literal timer that's gonna have an alarm sound go off when this is done.
I like literally didn't even know what to do. I was just like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what am I doing? Like,
I thought
So-
I thought you were talking about Higurashi because you weren't too high.
no, like
So
that's
Higurashi,
the whole.
it was a surprise to everyone because it was not just a reboot. It's like
Yeah.
a sequel or
It was
something.
a sequel. It was not a reboot. Yeah. It took me by surprise. I think everybody like who was like waiting for it was like, oh yeah, it'll just be like this like reboot, but it was not that, and like it's a whole other series entirely
Cool.
than like what people
Oh, I
expected.
do remember you did talk about this to me
Yeah,
some time ago
it's-
about this series that is just completely weird because it's actually a sequel. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
Kanajo, girlfriend,
Okay.
girlfriend
yeah,
time.
kind of joke, kind of
He's still
joke.
at
Yes,
14
I've
seconds on the
also
clock.
watched this.
He still
I
has
have not-
14 seconds.
Stop it. Go. Review spoilers. Spoilers for Higurashi. Got 10 seconds left. Go.
How many characters
Oh.
die, real quick?
All of them. There's like a whole time thing loop going on. Yeah.
Can you hear the sound of the alarm? The alarm went off.
No, we
No.
can't.
No, we can't.
The joke was.
But
Destroyed.
it's
Oh,
all right.
okay,
It's
whatever.
all right. We can move on.
I think we've had enough jokes on this stream, so I think it's fine.
Anyway, time for the best show of the season. If you don't
When
count
you
technicality.
ask for a trash rom com, very few rom coms deliver as well as girlfriend
Okay,
on
so
that
I
premise.
think-
Yeah.
This
Yep.
show is great, but here's the best way to describe it.
Wait. I don't know if I agree with that, but you can continue.
Show is like, you know all those all that trashy anime stuff that you think of anime? Just
Yeah.
think of
Yeah.
all that stuff,
Yeah.
but executed
Yeah.
very well.
Okay. Pause. When you say executed well, what exactly do you mean? Because I can imagine a trashy series executed well, and it would just be trashy because that's what it's supposed to be. Like, I would say Data Life Season 2, from what we've seen, you and I together, for now, at this moment, is exactly that. Is a trashy anime executed well enough.
I don't know.
I'll
this
be
is-
right
still-
back.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
gotta use the
still,
bathroom.
it's still a 6 out of 10, my man.
The
So,
way I
like,
best
what do you
describe
mean?
this is the best way to describe the show is a polyromantic comedy.
But is it though? For one
Yes.
thing, I already see that the main couple is hetero because it uses pronouns. So like I'm already off put by this.
I said poly. I didn't say.
So, yeah, I get the impression that, the red hair girl is slightly bi. Like, she comments, like, oh, how beautiful she is. But, like, that's about it, honestly. Like, other than that, pretty hetero. Just one guy, two girls type of thing. And I think the harem accusations that the show just divulges into harem, from what I can tell, haven't read the manga, those seem false. Like, the yellow girl is just the antagonist who wants to sabotage the romance, and the white hair character is just like concerned.
People talk about like this going in the harem direction, but like that's pretty upfront that the idea this is playing the harem romance straight. Also, I love the blonde girl's premise. Her entire shtick is she was obsessed with the main character because she's pissed off she got rejected by a guy in a harem. And that more or less drives her insane.
But why is she specifically angry at the main character? What did he do?
He was there, I guess, giving the rejection.
Basically, she was just like, aha. Basically, she seems to be the first person to ever reject her.
It destroyed her
This sounds-
pride as a streamer.
This
Yeah,
sounds
that's-
terrible. This sounds like Data Live, and I already have Data Live, so I'm not
Yeah.
gonna watch this.
I don't
You
know,
did-
It is
you
just
did-
rom-com
I
trash,
know this
Eminem. Rom-com trash.
Yeah,
but like,
but
if
Alex,
your
you did-
palate needs this, then fine. But as we
But
know,
just-
you know, you can only have so much trash rom-com on your palate before it gets too much. Alex would beg to
that's
differ
much.
because Alex does not have a taste.
Jesus, the
But here's the
the
thing about that.
shade
That's a
throwing.
technical. But here's the
Whoa,
thing. That's also a
what?
technical statement. I have almost no sense of taste biologically.
Yes, I meant that in a literal
Hold up.
sense that
Yeah.
Alex
Yeah.
cannot taste anything like
Oh.
fun,
Mhm.
at all. I'm not
No-
not
no-
talking about his
no
anime
taste.
taste. I'm talking about his
Like-
actual taste.
Just cannot taste food. No taste for food.
Yeah.
I
Big
have some
sad.
taste, but I
It's
only have
big
20% the
sad.
sense of taste of a normal person.
I like how we're all here for this.
This explains
Anyway,
so much about your
Girlfriend's
anime
funny. Girlfriend's funny, and I'm not dying on this hill because the second episode was unironically hilarious, and I declared it to be the best show of the season, and now I have to die on this hill no matter how much the show goes down
I
the wrong
liked
hill.
episode 2, and I liked the latest episode you made me watch with you. I
That was
actually
episode.
did.
That was episode 10.
Episode 10. All right, episode 2 and episode 10 we're good. I'll give it. I have to give it.
But this
Good
comes
point.
from a person who actually thought that Data Life Season 1 in the dub version was funny. So take it with a grain of salt, everyone.
Wait, hold up.
I do think
Alright.
the show
Throw
is
shade.
is you know well executed. If you don't like the premise, you won't like the show. But the manga author for this series, so far, he has a track record of every manga he's written, which have all been very trashy indeed, anime style. Every manga he's written has had an anime adaptation, so like he's an experienced manga writer,
Yeah.
and it does feel like that. Like it does feel well executed in
I
that
have-
premise.
I have
but-
extremely low opinion of harem shows in general. I really dislike harem shows. So
Yeah, fair enough. You won't like
I
this.
think the best description I heard about the show is this show just does the thing that most trashy shows beat around the bush about the main concept of doing, and this show just does all the things that other trashy shows vaguely gesture at.
I don't know. Manga Sensei exists.
That's a good point.
I'm sorry everyone. I was just stunned by the psychic damage it took by remembering that.
Oh no, that's a fair point. No, Alex made a fair point. Where it's like there is like normie shit that like I'm like the kind of stuff that like we're kind of into, right? You know what I mean?
That you get the point. Like I don't know, trashy stuff has a place, and like the thing is
Yeah,
just that
and-
trashy media that doesn't beat
and-
around the bush. It doesn't pretend, you know, like
Yeah.
oh no, could you imagine dating multiple people? It just does the thing.
Yeah. No, I think we're all down for that, right?
I like
And
the
everyone
I,
but Eminem.
look.
Eminem hates
Here's
everything.
the thing. No.
Like, I'm being real. I'm like, we're all down for that,
I
right?
I think the problem though, this is my main problem with this show, and I do like the show just being honest about like a polycule existing, instead of just like calling it a harem. Like they just acknowledge that this is a polyromantic show. But the problem
What
is,
is it though?
the problem is
Yes.
they're high schoolers, and like then you lost me. I'm lost
Okay. Here's my thing.
because they have no
I
idea
have
what they're
absolutely-
doing. And
I
it's
have
dumb.
absolutely. I have
Everyone in
absolutely
the
no
show's a fucking
problem.
dumbass,
Look, I have absolutely no problem with polycule relationships, and I think it's great when it happens on screen. But the problem is, it doesn't happen on screen. On screen, what happens is you get a light harem shit, where the characters in the harem know that they are in a harem. That's not a poly relationship.
But the thing, is, I think what separates a good harem anime and a bad one is you have the one where the harem characters are competing with each other, and that's just dumb. Like they're fighting over the guy, and that happens in this
Yeah.
show because it's like comedy thing. But like for the most part, they're supporting one another, and I
And
appreciate that a
that's
bit
exact-
more.
But what I'm saying is that like them not competing with each other doesn't make it not a harem. It's still a harem. Like when you have three girls that are in love with the one guy, but they together like have no relationship with anybody else and have no feelings for anybody else, especially not to each other, and they are competing with. It's just a harem. It's
You
just a
do it.
harem. You can
you
call
do
it
it.
whatever you want. It's just a harem.
Did we do someone or did we join?
You're still here, Alex.
Hey Zolo.
So,
Howdy.
Zolo's here.
Oh man, just at the end of
You're
it,
at
Zolo.
the end, we're arguing about
Zolo,
the
you be the
best
deciding
anime
factor on Kanojo.
Yeah. Did you watch Girlfriend Zolo?
No,
No. Okay, great. Then you're gonna make
Okay,
a great
so
deciding factor.
arbitrarily decide
Oh,
with zero context who's
God.
right, me or Eminem.
So,
Decide Zolo, no
oh
context.
my god.
what am I deciding?
Oh,
Right, me or Eminem. You have no context though.
Yeah,
God
yeah. Am
damn.
I right? Is
Like-
Alex right?
Is this like
yeah.
Star Driver? This is like Star Driver all over again.
So, it's
I like how this entire live stream, no one has any idea what we're talking about. But we just watched
Yeah.
Star Driver in our Discord, and like it is the most.
Calliope, do not explain this. It's way funnier if you do not explain this.
Yeah.
So, who's right, me or Eminem? Yes, it is a Star Driver situation.
It is, yeah.
I mean,
Just
I
for
don't
the
know what the context is, but
You're
I
not
guess
allowed to.
like, I would say Eminem is probably right. I don't know. The fact that he wants to be right less than you makes it.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Okay.
Well,
I
The
mean,
fact that he wants it less.
Anyway, the moral messages is all on board Eminem's opinion, and We Revolution hates all poly people.
No, I hard
This man.
contend against this. I'm hard contend against this. No, wait, no, you're saying I am fucking anti-poly people
Yeah,
or
you hate
whatever.
It's
all
just
people,
saying-
Eminem.
You are
You're not.
fucking lying.
Well,
I am
don't
fucking
know. Am I
challenging this.
anti-polycule?
Yes, if you
I
use
don't
Eminem.
know.
I
How are we anti-polycule?
I am dismayed at the shade that Alex has thrown me. I did not expect this in a million years. Woe is me. Who could have seen this coming?
Yeah, I am in the same situation.
But okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Shiro's
I
polycule.
no, he's not. He's in the fucking harem. Shut up.
Kind of is.
I
In
mean,
one
maybe
of the
you just have to
endings.
stand up
not.
for
In one of the
Maybe
endings.
it's just like the IRL harem protagonist. They have to stand up for the harem.
The fucking girls of Fate Stay Night hate each other.
that's not true. Rin is
No,
Rin
that's not true.
Rin is
That's not
canonically
true.
bi.
Okay, and Rin
Yeah,
doesn't.
Rin is bi.
Rin doesn't hate Sakura, I guess, and I guess doesn't.
No, she
Rin doesn't hate the other girls. The other girls hate each other completely. Sakura hates everyone because she's Sakura. Saber,
Fuck you.
she is the best. I'm not saying she's not the best, but she also hates everybody except Shiro.
That is a base position, to be honest.
Wait,
Sakura
Eminem, I
is
think there's a
pretty-
fact that you don't know, and I think you should
Yeah.
be made aware of this. But
Oh,
the
but-
initial Fate draft written by the Nazu writer was
Yes.
everything was gender flipped. The main character was a female, and Arthur was actually just a male. King Arthur.
So
Yeah.
this changes what exactly?
Everything was
It
fucking
changes
drawn.
that it wouldn't be like the shonen type of character because it would be the opposite genre. It'd be
I will acknowledge that it might make my my position different in a slightly Hippocratic way, in the sense that it would make the main character a girl boss, and that would be better to watch because of the inherent assumption everybody has. But at the end of the day, it would make me hate a female character because it would be female Shiro.
No. So
So-
female Shiro. Here's what he.
You fell into the trap!
Okay. So what I think he needs to do is.
You fell into the trap!
We
Yes,
cannot.
read
Okay,
Fate
guys, we
Grand Order.
cannot.
By the way, I'd
Guys.
like to address that the live stream is basically over, and now we go on
Yes,
tangents for the rest of the
let's
night.
Yes, like this summer anime season was so fucking dry. We talked about like 4 different
Yeah.
shows that had nothing to do with this season, and Pac-Man went on not 1 but 2 different tangents. This
Yes,
is
he
a
did.
disaster of a stream of a
would
summer
not say
season.
that.
It's the season. No, it's the
It's-
season.
Not a
It's,
disaster. I just
Yeah.
got here.
it's just a,
so wait,
it's just
wait,
like a rough
everyone
season.
shut up. I have to read from the comment section. Alchemist64 says that Eminem should read Tales of Wedding Rings, the manga.
I have no context what
You
the
hear
Alchemist
that,
is talking
Eminem?
about. But
You
yes,
better
I
listen
hear
to
this.
Alchemist.
I was
You
really
better
fucking
listen to
I was stood up. I was shown up this moment. I'm just the shade is real. Okay, I was scorched. I need to read this thing.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is like Eminem. Eminem is going to be the opposite of all. He's going to read Fake Grand Order. He's going to
No.
read Fake Grand Order, and he's going to fall in love with the player character female,
No,
who
my.
is canonically a Buddha through fan fiction.
It is true. It is true.
Not even technically wrong.
You know what? I was gonna say.
Technically wrong, but I'm also
Is he-
right because that's how people interpret her.
Solo is like within like.
You know what's the funniest
you're
part?
right.
I was about to say, what the fuck are you talking about? This is absolutely wild. But then I remembered we were talking about Fate, and I was like, yeah, okay, that checks out.
It really does. It always does. That's-
No,
It does.
JNES. I see the comments saying that no, anime is not dead. Is in fact undead and therefore can never die.
Okay,
G-
well, let's
G-
just like let's let Eminem look at this design and see what he thinks.
So we're just
Which
here in
design?
chat, and Zolo's sending Eminem
Yeah, we
Buddha
need to-
porn, apparently.
No,
Okay,
not Buddha, not Buddha. Not
I
Buddha,
like some Buddha
not
porn.
Buddha porn, like just the main character of Fake Grand Order.
Okay,
Okay.
we're
Alright,
gonna let's talk this let's talk this out after
Okay,
we
let's
finish
look
the
at
stream.
her. Let's
Yeah.
look at her.
Afterwards, let's
So what do you
let's
think of
end the
this?
stream.
What do you think of
Zolo,
this?
we're gonna
Right?
let's
Hold up.
What do you
Yeah.
think of this?
So let's say,
what I think is the guy on the left is just Shiro.
You know what?
Moving on.
There's actually zero reason for us to live stream this. We're gonna just
This
move
is-
over to the Discord chat. So thanks
Yeah.
for watching, everybody.
Okay, let's end this on a good note. So, what do we recommend from this anime season?
for
for
I recommend Sunny Boy,
Okay.
Opera
Sunny
Girl,
Boy.
Go for
Opera
girlfriend.
Girl, Pirate Captain,
Pirate Princess.
So pirate captain, go for girlfriend,
And-
and Sunny Boy, and they think it's the end of the list.
We didn't. Which I did
Jujutsu
not.
Kaisen. If you
Oh,
haven't watched it, it lives up to the hype.
Well,
Oh, and Dragon Knight.
Absolutely. All right, now.
Dragon
I
Knight.
love Over the Moon for you again.
Higurashi, like, I'm gonna chime in with that next time, like, cause
Jujutsu Kaisen, bro.
we didn't
And
really
of course-
talk about it.
It lives up
And-
Okay. All right.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Thank you.
Dragon Maid. Watch Dragon Maid just to shit on the libs. We're out. Thank you all. Bye bye.
I love